Nick Rockwell, Editor-in-Chief of BC Business. On behalf of the BC Business team, congratulations to all the winners and finalists in our first annual Women of the Year Awards. It was a privilege to recognize these remarkable women and to share their stories with our readers. Thank you, everyone. I'd also like to thank the judges for their time and effort and our generous sponsor, the Women's Enterprise Center. I hope you enjoy this video and stay tuned for our second annual Women of the Year Awards. We'll be announcing the winners and runners-up in our April 2021 issue.
A little bit about me. My name is Laura Patrick, and I am the founder and owner of Kids Physio Group. Kids Physio Group is a children's pediatric physiotherapy practice that specializes in treating children from birth to 18. I first started this business back in 2006, so 14 years ago, and it was out of a desperate need for private physiotherapy services for children here in Metro Vancouver. Basically, I did not realize that the need was also something that would grow across Canada. But today we now have 7 locations that span between Vancouver and Toronto. Qualities that I think have helped me to become a rising star in the business community are empathy. I think having empathy for those not only that you either serve as your clients or work with as employees, but just having empathy for every interaction that you possibly have in your business community is really important. I also think that having some level of business curiosity is really important, especially if you don't start out in business as somebody with a lot of business acumen. I'm a physiotherapist by trade. So as you can imagine, entering into the business community required me to be quite curious about expanding my skill set beyond what I had gone to school for. So getting really curious around how to learn, how to be better, how to improve. And then finally, I would say that really having a drive or passion for the industry that you're working in, that has been an absolute must for me in my current position, because it really got me through the hard times as an entrepreneur. I was always still very focused on just driving my vision and passion forward, despite when times were really hard as an entrepreneur. I think it's really important for organizations to nurture their own rising stars by, I think as an individual, really learning how to manage people. So for me, what that meant was learning how to hold people accountable with empathy, how to delegate and support different employees in a one-on-one setting through mentoring them, as well as setting them up with different mentors in the organization. I also think that it's really important. One of the core values of Kids Physio is we make good mistakes. And I think that as a leader, allowing space for your employees to make mistakes leaves an opportunity for them to continue to grow. So there's much less anxiety when the workplace builds in room for mistakes to be made, and just opportunities for us to continue to learn and grow together. My biggest challenge to overcome was just myself, and learning to have new thoughts about challenging circumstances, look at my challenging circumstances as opportunities, again, for growth, and recognizing that the challenges that I face in front of me largely have to do with getting out of my own way and learning a new way of handling those challenges. So I've invested a lot in my own growth as a leader, And that has been probably one of the number one challenges that I had to overcome, was learning how to become a better leader in my space. The biggest inspiration for Kids Physio Group has always been our clients, notably one particular little girl who her family really didn't have anywhere to go for physiotherapy back when I started Kids Physio. So she today has, and still is the number one client that we always think of who inspired Kids Physio Group. She's now, 20 years old, so it's been a while since she's actually come into our clinic spaces, but she would have been the biggest inspiration, along with all of the other kids that just inspired me to start Kids Physio Group back in 2006. COVID-19 has impacted the ability for most brick and mortar locations to operate the same way that we used to. It has impacted us at all levels and in all clinics. Of course, we did have to close our doors during the height of the pandemic back in March, April, and May. But luckily, we've been able to see the silver lining in those shutdowns. We are really grateful for having a business model that is one-on-one. So it does allow us to have just an opportunity to do really strict protocols for cleaning in between our clients. And the time when we were closed, and thankfully with the Canadian government, we were able to access some of the resources for the wage subsidies and whatnot to have and see the benefit of time that we don't normally have as a business, to be able to actually work on many of the systems of our business that allow us to continue to improve at what we do with our clients, but also allow us to scale with our future growth plans. If I could change one thing about this world, is for people to be able to see life through the eyes of a child, especially as they continue to get older. I think we, working with children in our business, have an opportunity to see what life looks like through the eyes of children. And I think that most kids would teach us the importance of diversity, to be inclusive, to have fun, to see joy. Those are all things that I think everybody, as they get older, can benefit from continuing to be reminded of. I think what's really been valuable for me is having others in my circle who've believed in me. So as an entrepreneur who has found some success in my space, it's been really important for me to then pass that on to the next generation of leaders in our organization. So sharing both knowledge, but then also sharing of my time. And I think by investing in the next generation of young women, particularly in my industry, we'll continue to see more rising stars move into this space in the coming years. Biggest advice for any woman starting out in business is to be sure to ask for help. It is absolutely unreasonable to think that you will be able to know everything you need to know as an entrepreneur. And the best thing is to lean into the various different either organizations, mentors, coaches, just there's so many resources available for women. And my advice is to, one, ask for help when you're having trouble, and then take people up on their offering to help you. I'm most excited about the future for Kids Physio Group. We have our sights set on expanding across Canada, or continuing to expand across Canada. And we hope to have a physiotherapy clinic, a Kids Physio Group clinic, in every major center across Canada over the next 10 years.
Hi, I'm Jill Earthy, CEO of Women's Enterprise Centre, and I am delighted to congratulate Laura Patrick, founder and CEO Kids Physio Group, as the winner of the BC Business Women of the Year Award in the Rising Star category. At Women's Enterprise Centre, we support women entrepreneurs all over BC with integrated services and capital as they start, lead, and grow their own businesses. I first met Laura almost 10 years ago through the Forum for Women Entrepreneurs, or FWE, as she was just starting her business. And in more recent years, I've had the pleasure to be a volunteer mentor and to work with her one-on-one and to see all of the inspiration at work. And now to see Kids Physio Group grow to 7 locations in BC and Ontario with more in progress, it's astounding and incredible. Laura is conscientious and a strategic entrepreneur with a big heart. So thank you to BC Business Magazine and the Women of the Year sponsors for recognizing Laura Patrick with the Rising Star Award.